The topic is on the erosion of the Jamaican, not only the economy, but the violence and what is happening there. We've had lots of our viewers send in texts and email to tell us or to ask us, please, could you speak about what is happening in Jamaica at this present moment? So I wanted to highlight what is happening because only yesterday I had a video from a friend of mine with a DJ stipulating how devastating the country is in when it comes to violence. When I looked at the video, I was alarmed, I was aghast, I was speechless and bewildered to know that a country that I go to regularly, also historically, how that country was in the 1969-70 when we grew up in Jamaica, in Kingston, or even in the country where people are, there was nothing of this violence. So what has eroded since then? Because every politician who comes along say they're going to fix this situation. They put money into certain areas, but then afterwards, when you look at it and look at the statistics, the murder rate's still sliding and going up and up. They've created a court called Gun Court in the 1980s, Michael Manley, that anyone caught with a gun would be automatically put in prison and held until their trial. Even that situation has not caused the gun crime to go down. So let's go back and look what is causing this serious problem. From January until February now, there has been over 200 murders in that country. This cannot continue. This is a country that has less than 2.5 million people. And the rest of the Caribbean island may have 2 or 3 murders a year. Granted that they don't have 2.5 million people, but however, it's still a lot of murders. 200 murders is astronomical. Let's go back and look at what is eroding that society. America, with all their hype, with all the media, with all the social media, people watch these things and want to be like these Americans, and they don't have the financial gain to do that. That means you see a person with a Nike trainer. It costs 80 or 90 pounds. You want to kill that person for the trainer. You haven't worked for it. You don't know how that person get it. You see them coming on holiday or whatever. You want to kill them to get that. Now, we have to ask ourselves, as Jamaicans and as fellow Caribbean people, what are we is abroad going to do about it? I think we should take a stand and lobby the High Commissioner of Jamaica, because so many Jamaicans here who has retired and is wishing and hoping to go home, because that's all they came here to do, even from the Windrush people in their 80s, and they're afraid to go home, and they have the financial clout to improve that economy. So the government has to do something, get to grips with this situation. Let's look at where the murders are being committed. If you look, they've targeted, well, from the 1970s, 80s, it was mainly in the Kingston area, but now it's moved to the rural area. So one couldn't say that it is contained in just the corporate area. Things have escalated out of all proportion. And we've got to call on the preachers, the vicars, the priests. Everyone has to come out and speak about this and take action against it. The few criminals who are there cannot terrorize the country and make tourists, which is our main economy, don't want to come to that country. It's such a beautiful country. Whenever I go there, I fall in love with it over and over. But from a personal point of view, I have seen the violence, and I don't wish to return at some stage unless this situation is dealt with. Let's go back to the 1970s and 80s, even when the famous Bob Marley had a peace treaty there. Can you imagine? They tried to kill the man. They shot him. He had to flee to Miami for a while. And all he was trying to do is create unity between the parties. For a long time, Jamaica has always been a political struggle between two main parties, the PNP and the Jamaica Labour Party. There's always fight, war going on in certain garrison area. And what the people have to realize is these politicians, they're not the one dying. They're not the ones starving. It doesn't take a rocket science to see and know that the people who are creating this situation, their lives are not improved by politics. Politics cannot improve your life. You've got to redeem yourself from that imperialist, colonist society. You've got to want to transform your personal life, your family life, and also the life of your community. You cannot go on looking for politicians to change your life, because politicians will not change your life. They're there for their own self-gratification, power, and money, because that's what going into politics does. A lot of people go into it with good morals, but after a while, they change direction. We cannot have Jamaica running like the United States, where people are going brandishing guns and things like this. That is not a civil society. And no one in their right mind would want to go there on holiday if this situation is not dealt with. So we are imploring the Prime Minister, we're imploring the people of Jamaica, we're imploring the whole Caribbean to get to grips and to communicate with the people who can change this situation. We want to create jobs for the people. We want to create opportunity, because where you have jobs and opportunity, you don't get the necessary ghetto type of life. We want to renovate those ghettos. Those ghettos has been in from I have lived in Jamaica. We want to get rid of those ghettos. You know, go in and create, just like they do here, just like they do in any first world country. They renovate the place and change the place, so the people see the place changing and they change too. So for the 21st century, we would like to see a new Jamaica. People once again looking, saying, home is where the heart is, and they're going home. Not people living in faraway country, America, England, and what have you, and still have Jamaica in their heart, but not being able to go home. This is Destiny Global TV. Please subscribe and leave your comment below.